So I'm happy to announce that Setplex and Yotta have formed a strategic partnership to launch a best-in-class cloud-based OTT and transcoding solution to service the India market. Leveraging Setplex's OTT stack and deep industry knowledge and Yotta's infrastructure investment with localized customer support and their big footprint, which is growing, we're going to deliver a highly scalable end-to-end solution. Yotta continues to add higher layer services, and our solution will provide a great addition to the Yotta portfolio. Sunil, just for our audience to know, can you share more about Yotta?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody, for a wonderful introduction. Uh, Mark, Yotta is about driving India's digital vision as a country. What we are doing, we are creating large data center capacities. We are creating cloud come IT infrastructure layer, which businesses need, the content owners need to run their applications and content. While India had data centers built by global and local companies in the last couple of years, but there was still a void of quality hyperscale data centers to address the market, which is growing like crazy. With Yotta, we are creating a managed digital infrastructure company that is offering world-class data centers. It's creating experiences for enterprises, businesses, and governments. Today, we launched our first data center at Navi Mumbai, which was recently declared as Asia Pacific's best data center. It also happens to be world second largest, tier four uptime, tier four certified data center. And we continue to invest into creating more data centers in places like Delhi, Chennai, Pune, Calcutta, which are very, very high growth sectors where content has to be hosted to be taken into the end users. And besides delivering data center space and colo, we are bringing the tech layer, which means full range of cloud and managed services by working with legal, I would say very leading technology providers like yourself, so that we can offer those technology solutions to the end customers on anything as a service model. So what we are doing, what we call is, we are actually democratizing technology and making it affordable and accessible for the industry.
Thanks, Sunil. Um, the positive from the pandemic has been a major boost to online services. OTT is no exception. And in Asia, India specifically, is witnessing a boom in OTT consumption. What are the key drivers for the growth of OTT in India?
Well, OTT players and video streaming services, Mark, they are expected to spend about $256 million just to create original content in India this year. And this is possibly 20% rise over what they did just 1 year back. And we know that COVID imposed lockdown, people staying at home, the consumption of videos is just increasing. And we feel that the habits have got formed. So many people will continue to work from home even in times to come. So this demand for OTT is only going to increase. Second factor is that in India, the rural demand was more than 65% of the total demand during COVID. It may be very surprising. So it is OTT is not just a phenomenon of the urbanites. It's actually has spread all across, including rural areas. Third aspect is that while there are players who are bringing international content, the Hollywood content, but it is the niche content, the regional content, the multi-language content, that is something which is getting more created and more consumed by users. There's so much of demand across, and India is such a hugely diverse, having so much of cultures. Every few kilometers, you can find a new culture, new way of living, new way of talking. There are hundreds of languages in India. So any and every content which you are creating, which caters to the need of this users, diverse set of users, is just contributing to this growth. Technologically, I think in the last couple of years, the broadband revolution which has happened in India, fiber reaching homes, telecom players like Airtel, Tata, Jio coming in, putting so much of fiber, taking fiber to the homes. 4G in India today is the cheapest in the world. It is possibly at one tenth of the cost of a US that you get a 4G connection. 5G is knocking on our doors. You get a smartphone for as low as 60 to $70. So effectively, every single vegetable vendor, rickshaw puller is also having a smartphone who is consuming content. So instead of people consuming content on a television set at their homes, people actually are consuming content on their smartphones and mobile phones on the go, wherever they are. And you can just see that back in 2012, when possibly India had only two OTT players, today you have more than 40 OTT players. And this list, I presume, is growing, will grow crazily in the next 2 or 3 years. And the business models of the OTTs, I feel, have become much more mature. They are not only ad supported, which used to be the case earlier, the only way to generate revenues is ads. But today, people feel confident that in case they are delivering good content with good experience, they can also have subscription based models as well. And we can see that happening now.
Agreed. What's Yota's vision for media and entertainment sector, say over the next 1, 3, 5 years?
Uh, Mark, I think again, this is one of the, I would say, biggest sector of growth from a digital point of view. You know, we are catering to digital infrastructure, and because this sector is all about videos, and videos is what consumes the maximum data, we feel this sector is bound to grow big time. And there'll be a huge shift from the habit of going to cinemas and theaters to consuming the content at home, and not through cables but through OTT, because it is on demand. You can just consume whatever you want whenever you want at your time, at your convenience. So first is this sector is going to grow big. And the moment you say the sector is going towards digital, towards OTT, it means there is a heavy dose of investment required to to host this content, to deliver this content to the users. It's all digital, it's all IP. So we are, to cater to the demand of this industry, we are creating hyperscale data centers which can host this amount of content, which will keep on growing. The business driven content, the production driven content, the user driven content. We are creating edge data centers across almost 100 cities in the country, so that the content is not only in this large concentrated data center parks, but also goes near the user devices. Uh, we have created a huge internet backbone to connect our data centers to multiple transit routes. We have got peering with the internet exchanges which are available in India. In case some OTT players want to deliver their content, to be encoded, transported, to the data center where their setup is hosted, we can give direct last miles from the studios to our data center. Uh, we have got CDN services, which are by default available in our data centers from multiple CDN operators. So if a user, a media companies comes and hosts their content on our platform, they're getting all this as a package. And what I see is that users also are demanding that how can, in the lockdown situation, if they are not able to go to the studio, they want to create content. How do they get access to those heavy duty, workstations on which they create content? We recently launched a product called Virtual Pro Workstation, which is powered by NVIDIA's enterprise-grade GPUs, and we use Citrix, technology for delivering it to the users. So effectively, what we have done is that we have given to users a way to create those graphic-intensive 3D and rendering workloads, sitting at their home on any normal laptop or desktop. So and now with partnership with yourself, we are actually taking our services absolutely closest to what the users demand. Besides providing infrastructure services, is that we start delivering encoding and transcoding services on a virtualized model, and we start offering the entire OTT platform which Setplex offers on a virtualized cloud model. And what it means, and that I think is very, very critical for the growth of market, because you will no more have only, I would say, well-funded large studios who will be running OTTs. It will be rather local cable operators and many small companies who would like to get, and they would like to have their content being seen by the end users. So what they will need is, can I avoid putting upfront capital investment? Can I avoid skill sets? Can I avoid putting up a huge internet backbone? Can somebody deliver to me all this on a pure pay-per-use OPEX model? I just bring my content, everything in the platform and infrastructure is available to me, and I can just go live. I think something like this, which we are planning to do, Setplex and Yotta, is something is going to create fire in the market.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it really encompasses everything that we've talked about this morning. How do you reduce your operational costs? How do you scale? How do you dip your foot in the water without committing a lot of capital? Since its inception, Yotta has been very active in launching products along with strategic partners. What are some of the key attributes that you look for in product partners?
Well, Mark, we are very fortunate to work with some of the leading names in the technology domain for the various products which we are launching in the market. And Setplex and Yotta partnership is a very clear example of that. Because we are working in infrastructure domain, we understand creation of large infrastructure, whether it's data center infrastructure or the cloud infrastructure on the top of that, right? But what we need are partners who are good in applications. That is not my domain. If we are able to do a marriage between a good application partner with my infrastructure layer, we have delivered to customers what they want. So essentially from the partner, what we expect is domain expertise for sure, in the application which they work on. The application should be highly scalable, multi-tenanted, because what we deliver is we convert your applications, your technology into a cloud model, pay-per-use model. So the application has to be multi-tenanted, which can run in cloud. Uh, the partner does not offer only the core technology, but also the complete orchestration layer, the complete middleware, which helps the user in monetizing their content. For example, in our case, cataloging, purchase layer, CRM layer, content management layer, delivery layer, billing layer, and API capability to link to their internal applications and things like that. The partner delivers a great user experience. Partners continues to innovate because user needs are growing, they are evolving. So partner continues to innovate and deliver more and more features in the times to come. Uh, because this model will succeed when we are able to be as self-dependent as possible as service provider. The partner is able to do a technology transfer, trainings, so that our people can manage the show on a day-to-day basis, can manage our customers, but comes to our help whenever there is a, let's say, greater technological problem which need to be solved. Customizations, and finally, I would say, because creating a platform like this where you invest upfront and then wait for the customers to come and revenue start kicking in, our partner also becomes a partner in creating innovative commercial models where we create between the partner and us usage based models, revenue share models, instead of a one time technology transfer.
Agreed. Totally in line with our long-term goals. What are the synergies that you see with Setplex Yotta combination for service providers and the end users in this region? And specifically talk to all the languages in the region and how you support a country with billion plus uh, you know customers.
I think there's a word in India called global. People want global services with a local flavor, right? And this word has started becoming famous. And I think I totally align with this word called global. Setplex is bringing the global technology. So users obviously want the best of the everything, at a cost which they want to do, at the experience they want to have. Setplex is an established player. You are committed heavily in your software. You are recognizing the growth opportunity, are very committed to this region. You have created support infrastructure, and you've got the best in class middleware, integration capabilities and everything what you presented just in the session before that, right? So that is something which obviously is what users want. What users want in India is also is a phenomenally good infrastructure which cannot fail. They would not like to see buffering happening when they want to see the content. They don't want to see any downtimes happening, right? They want to have the best of the experience and they still want to pay just a couple of dollars per month to consume all that content. How do you do that? Yotta brings in the underlying infrastructure and technology there, right? With my data centers, my edge data centers, my internet and CDN fabric, which I have created, my peering fabric, security services layer, managed services layer. What we are bringing in is that you bring the application, I bring everything which goes on to support that application end to end, including security and connectivity. So our combined users are the OTT, potential OTT providers, the studios, the production houses, who in turn will take their content. So if we are able to deliver to the users as a combination of Setplex and Yotta, uh, uh, everything on a usage model, they are not investing into data centers, they are not investing into hardware, they are not investing into software, they are not investing into skill sets, right? They are not investing into internet peering CDNs, they are not investing into cybersecurity. everything is available to the end users on a OpEx pay-per-use model, right? So effectively what they are doing is they are trying to align their own revenue cycles, which they will make from their end users, with their own cost cycles, because at the back end, Setplex and Yotta are delivering them a purely OpEx usage-based models. So this is something which we feel that this, and second, for the end users, as you just mentioned, that Yotta is bringing that essential Indian layer, right? If you see an Indian enterprise, and I include the content providers, content, the owners and studios into that, they would always like to have a high touch solutioning layer between the technology and themselves. They would want somebody to handhold them with the technology, the way it is implemented, the way it is delivered. After delivery, in case there is a support, they would like to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, possibly in their own language. This entire value chain, from the time they start talking to the time they go to the market, and even after that, that is the layer which Yotta, we understand that Indian psyche of the Indian customer. And this combination, as I'm again saying, the great technology by Setplex and our infrastructure and the local go-to-market capability of having, of knowing Indian context, the knowing various languages, knowing how to work with Indian consumers. This is actually what I would say deliver the greatest value to the end customer.
Great stuff. Would you like to share details of the key products that will be rolling out this partnership over the next 2 quarters?
Fundamentally, two products, Mark. One is we are creating what we call as Yotta OTT as a service. So video content owners in the region, whether it is a publisher or a broadcaster or a production house, they will be able to leverage a full stack solution, which is offering, user touchpoint across platform, be it mobile or PC, Android TV, Samsung, LG TVs, streaming devices like Apple TV and things like that, a media server which helps them in transcoding, encoding, DRM, ad insertion, playoffs, multi-platform streaming, all the features which they is required to process live or VOD content, all in one middleware, which offers the CMS features, the CRM features, the payment features, subscriber management components, and everything. And all these services, as I said earlier, are delivered on a pay-as-you-use model, because they're working in my cloud, in my data center, and I bundle all these features with cybersecurity, with internet, with CDN, and everything. So user gets this as a full package OTT into multiple selectable packages. And second service, which actually is a subset of the first service but can be delivered separately, is Yotta encoding and transcoding as a service. So what we are doing is we are going to use your Cetrix technology to offer a transcoding platform on a virtualized model. Again, user is not investing it as a capex. They are using it as a virtualized on-demand model. It's highly scalable, highly flexible, secure, support latest industry standards for live streaming as well as on-demand content. And users and customers, which are the providers, who will be providing the services, they will be able to monetize this content with the help of things like dynamic advertisement, insertion feature, etc.
Great. And of course, all your connectivity and all your data centers ties it all together, because
Absolutely.
you could have a service, but you need to be able to deliver the content to the service to make
Yeah.
it effective.
Yeah.
What makes Yotta uniquely positioned to capitalize on the growth of OTT in the region?
Well, Mark, the greatest thing I would say about us is that we are very, very young. We just started 2 years back, and I think in the last 2 years, so that is that why I'm saying this is great, because I'm not carrying a legacy. I don't have any obsolete or legacy technology which I need to manage. So I can afford to not only invest in the latest class high quality data centers and the cloud infrastructure, but also into technologies like what delivers OTT services. That is how I'm partnering with you, right? So that is, I would say, is a great advantage. Second is that as a new company with a, I would say, very, very high ambition and a big vision, we have got a huge team which are veterans. We are not only getting the people who were from the industry, who were from data center and technology domain, we are also getting veteran CIOs who are from the industry itself. In fact, I can share with you, just 2 days back, we got the group CIO of Reliance Entertainment, which is a very large entertainment business house in India, joining Yotta, who will be actually delivering, and who will be actually heading the business for delivering all the services around content, and applications. So, so this combination of a great infrastructure, a combination of having the latest technology and partners like you, a combination of having all the right skill sets in place, adding them with scalability that I will never be running out of space, cloud or data center or any other service. I will always deliver everything on highest quality, and my tier 4 data center is an example for that. And what we are doing, and we are well funded by the way, and this all is allowing us also to create everything on a larger economies of scale. When you do it on a larger way, you also create economies on a per unit basis. And this is something, coupled with you getting the best technology, create self-service portals and all, you then say, and that is a part of our vision, that when we are delivering highest quality, highest features and highest scalability, that does not necessarily mean premium prices. That actually can be coupled with still a prices which users can pay. And that has been our motto, that even when we come with our, will recently, shortly we'll be launching our OTT and transcoding services along with you. Even then users will see that we not only are delivering the best quality services, but also they'll be coming at a price which will be unmatchable. And this entire combination of summarizing infrastructure, applications, everything coming as a package at a great price point, this is something which we feel will be absolutely what the customer wish to have. And this is something which we feel will be aiding to the growth of OTT market, OTT industry in India.
A great vision, Sunil, and we're so excited to partner with you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to present with me, and thank you all for your attention.